Halo Reach has some of the craziest armor designs for the Covenant that I've ever seen in any of the Halo games, and especially the Elite Field Marshal. There's something so crazy and really menacing looking about them, especially how they move around in the game, and I really want some. So today I'm going to be making a couple Elite Field Marshals for a future project coming up here very soon, and I'm so excited to get to it. But I had to start out with green stuff, and I had to start applying it around in various different areas and start sculpting it all to shape. One thing I've learned from working on all these YouTube projects is patience, and this project is definitely one that's going to take a lot of patience. Making all these small little pieces is a lot of work, extremely important when it comes to the amount of detail that this figure has in the game. And I love making things as detailed as possible because in the end you get to hold on to it and be like, dang, I really did nail that. Now I'm adding on the shoulder piece to this left side of the arm, and it's starting to look really good. The chest piece is always a little bit tricky just because of how many small things you have to kind of get right. You have to make sure that every piece of green stuff on the side is in the right spot. It can definitely be very challenging, but something that you can really practice on and get better at over time. Now we're adding in the middle piece of the chest piece. And this is very important because it's pretty much just a little brick in the middle, but it's pretty important that you get it to be the right size. If not, then it's not going to look right and your Field Marshal is just going to look all wonky, especially these parts on the side. Now, some people have them kind of roundish and some people have them a little bit flat. I like to keep mine a little bit flat and then I just poke holes on each side of them to really finish them off. Once you have all the holes poked, it starts to really come together. Working on the back, I added a little bit of tape on the bottom side there, and that's just going to make it so much easier to add green stuff. You're not going to be taking off this armor set anyway because the green stuff is going to hold it together, so it really doesn't matter what's on the bottom of it. Then I just added in some very basic score lines to give some back detail, and I started working on the head. Now, the head is the part that I always have the hardest time with. It is so challenging to get all the little grooves and angles for me, or at least it was about a year ago. I've really improved along the way from making these videos, and I hope to continue to improve and just make even cooler customs for everyone to view and see. Also, if you want to see a bunch of more customs and other cool stuff, go check out my Instagram, link to that is in the description down below. Using water while you're working with green stuff is very important, just so everything smooths out really nicely. And in the end, it's starting to look really awesome. These are also some pieces that I made off screen and let them harden overnight. And dang, it's starting to come together. Now we're going to be getting on to the painting. All the paint that I use for figures is Citadel paint. It is the best paint that I've found that really works for these customs. And I'm going to hit it with a spray primer later just to keep it all together. But after a few base coats on all of the loose armor pieces, I carefully took a paintbrush and started going around all the other armor pieces that are on the torso area and parts that I can't really take off. Some parts of this figure needs to be black and some parts just need to be red, so you got to be kind of careful in taking your time. Now we're adding all the blue little dots, which really make the Field Marshals have this really cool glowing effect. And it's pretty important that you look at Google Images or anything else that is going to show you the best version of the Field Marshal from the game, or maybe even files from the game. Whatever works best for you, but you really want to get them as detailed as possible so your Field Marshal looks as cool as possible. Then I'm adding in all the little dots on the helmet and up on top of the wings. Once that was done, I just had to assemble the Field Marshal. This is really important that you kind of make sure you're a little careful, just because you don't have the spray primer on there yet, or at least I didn't, so I didn't want to have to go over and do a bunch of stuff again. Adding on these little pieces of shoulder armor and everything, you can really see it kind of coming together. And when I was doing this, I was like, whoa, this is actually a really nice Field Marshal custom. I was very proud of myself in making this figure and super happy with it. Eventually I'm going to be selling these guys on my eBay page, so make sure you ring that notification bell so you know when that is. There'll be a link in my community tab. Now this is the spray primer that I'm going to be using to keep everything sealed. Some of my greatest work, I think, by far. These customs took so incredibly long, but they're also so worth it in the end. The next video is going to show them off in such an amazing way and really give a nice homage to Halo Reach. If you want to see more customs, let me know in the comments down below what you want to see, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also share with other groups and communities to help grow the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm back on that Halo grind more than ever, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day, evening, or night. Peace out.